Hey guys, so now that our spaghetti squash has cooked for 40 minutes in the oven at 400 degrees, I just always flip it over. Since this is a much larger spaghetti squash than I usually get, I wasn't sure if that was going to be enough cooking time or not. I usually go for the smaller spaghetti squashes in the store, but this was the only size they had this time. And if you're wondering, I cannot grow any type of squash here in my garden in Oklahoma. I would love to. It would be my absolute favorite vegetable if I could grow it, but we have such a terrible squash bug and squash vine borer problem, and I have tried every solution. And believe me, that is not to say that I don't try to grow it every single year. I do. And every year I always tell myself, next year I'm just not going to grow it at all. I'll just starve them to death. And then maybe if I take a year off, then I can come back and try again the next year. Well, I can't bring myself to do it. Every year I think, well, let me just try one more time. And without fail, every single time, I have tried every technique known to man to combat those darn things. And they decimate my crop every time. Pumpkins, spaghetti squash, zucchini, it does not matter. The only thing that I can grow is cucumbers. That's the only, which I know that's not exactly a squash, but they're semi-related. I know the borers and the squash bugs, they don't care for cucumbers, but they will eat them if there's nothing else available. And they don't mess with my cucumbers because I always give in and I always wind up growing some kind of squash, and they take them from me every single time. I just got on my little soapbox there. Sorry about that. As I was saying, when you remove these from the oven, I flipped it over and just kind of scraped it to make sure that it was soft enough. It's a little crunchy still, but that's okay because I throw mine back in with my spaghetti sauce and let it cook a little bit longer anyway, so I don't mind mine being a little bit crunchy. If you want yours to be completely soft, then you could put it back in the oven for a little while longer. In fact, I may do one. That's what I'll do. I'll set one aside to do the crunchy version, and then I'll put one back in the oven so that I can show you guys both options. I'll just put it back in for like 10 minutes for now. Okay, I have drained the grease off, and then I have added my seasonings in, some more salt and pepper, some garlic, and some basil from our garden from earlier this year that I've got dehydrated over here. Let me show you. I have two different. I can't remember. One's lemon, and I can't remember what the other one. It's oh gosh, we grow so many. I'll have to look and pop it up on the screen. And then remember this guy? Yeah, our not so full jar of spaghetti sauce. That is what we are gonna enjoy with our spaghetti squash tonight. Now, normally I would chop up some bell peppers and mushrooms and black olives, all that good stuff, but it's just me here tonight, so I'm trying to stick to lean and green meals, and I've been so busy working all day long that it got really late on me, and I knew that I needed to hurry up and get my dinner cooked, and so I'm not adding in all of the extras. You know what I should have done is thrown in some spinach in the freezer. When I harvested my spinach, I had used my food saver to preserve it and put it in the freezer. I probably, if I'd have been thinking better, I should have sauteed some spinach in here too. And then that way I got extra greens. But that's okay. The spaghetti sauce and the spaghetti squash, that's my vegetables for now. I may throw together a quick little side salad with it. What do you guys eat on your salads? Am I the only person in the world that doesn't really care for dressing on my salad? I have always just used Our other spaghetti squash should be done now. I have always just used a little bit of olive oil drizzled on my salad. It's not that I don't like dressing, I do, but back when I was a health nut before my fibromyalgia diagnosis, I had gotten in the habit of never using dressings because why did I need the extra calories? And then, of course, after fibromyalgia, I just kind of stuck to that because my whole journey with my illness has been about trying to detox my body and get rid of any junk that is in my system and my environment, anything that could be affecting my health. Okay, I got the other spaghetti squash out of the oven, but I just want to show you guys really quick. This is how easy it is if you've never done spaghetti squash. Now, this is the one that we only cooked for 40 minutes. So do you see what I mean? It looked a little crispy there in the beginning, but since it has cooled off, it's actually like the right consistency. This is exactly how I like it. And then I typically just pour it into my sauce anyway. Are you guys seeing this okay? Yeah, you just use a fork, you just kind of scrape it, and I mean, it is so much like the consistency of spaghetti noodles. You'll seriously never miss the noodles. And for a carb lover like myself, when I first discovered spaghetti squash, it changed my life. Kind of like how cauliflower changed my life when I discovered cauliflower pizza. Well, I'll have to show you guys my cauliflower crust pretty soon because that really was life-changing. And remember, when you're done scraping all of this out, where does the rind go? It goes in your compost. Don't forget about that. Please, please, please don't let that go to the landfills, please. I think for just being me here tonight, this is going to feed me for the rest of the week. I might have cooked just a little bit too much. And poor Rocky, he sure would want to help me eat all this, but he cannot. His doctor got onto us for the very, very small amount of human food that Art has slipped to him over the past couple of years. So no more people food for Rocky, unfortunately for him. And unfortunately for Art, because I think it breaks his heart that he can't share with Rocky. Oh my goodness, you guys, this sauce is so rich. It tastes amazing. I am so excited about this. And I don't normally make it a habit to eat dinner at 9 p.m., but that's the way today went. So I'm going to say goodbye now so that I can go and enjoy my healthy dinner. I hope you guys have a great evening and remember to go the second mile today for someone in your life and with your resources. And remember to compost that spaghetti squash.